What up there, Mikey Scrooge? Good for Michael here, and
Kathleen.
We're here at the 2018 Midwest Gaming Convention. It's at the Milwaukee Center, or the Wisconsin Center, I should say, in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. It's a new location for the Midwest Gaming Class this year, as that had been held at the Sheraton down in Brookfield, Wisconsin, which is just a few miles to the west of Milwaukee, so not that far. So this is completely different. It's brand new. It's a big location, so we've got a lot to film today. We're going to show you a vendor hall. We'll show you what pickups we got at the end of the video. We'll show you all the other areas too. There's like Artist Alley, it looks like, and then there's a bunch of stuff downstairs. Obviously the video game museum, along with a lot of other stuff. So we'll be showcasing a lot of things, but we'll be enjoying ourselves at the same time as well. So if the video's not as long as you like, that's probably the reason why, but we'll try to film with what we can. So we're going to go into vendor hall first, so let's get things kicked off there. So this is the vendor hall. This is the area where you play tabletop games. This is the giant vendor hall. Lots of things in here. It goes way, way back, so there's going to be a lot of stuff that we'll be filming, obviously, as we go through here. But I'm going to be looking at a lot of games, too, so yeah, we'll show you little snippets of some cool things that we find. Cool here, got some posters, little posters. Over there you got a lot of plush toys. That's cool. Got a couple of things already, actually. We got a charger and I got a game too, so we'll talk about those later. Kathleen's looking at the posters right now. Got some calendars there too. Lots of cool stuff. Comics over here. Some trading cards. And some plush toys. Here's some pretty awesome LED canvas prints.
Yeah, probably hanging up.
And then behind me there's like little mini arcades you guys, so you can play some games here. Right here in the vendor hall. There. It's a rare game. And that's, Kathleen wanted to know, what was a rare game, right?
Yes.
We found one. Sorry her face is so big. That's it right there, Stadium Events. Alright, this is really cool. It's the DeLorean. Back to the Future.
Sorry about the technical difficulties, folks. We are back up and running. We're launch flight. How's everybody doing tonight? Today, sorry, we're used to playing at night.
Behind that Munchkin trailer, they got an area where you can have lunch. Kathleen's gonna watch the band.
Let's all have a great time.
We got one more area to go through, that big area back there. We haven't found a lot of games yet. I just haven't wanted to pull the trigger on a lot of stuff, I think. A lot of the games I'm looking for now are more higher end. And so I'm just like kind of conscious about, you know, what they should go for and stuff like that. So I don't have an itchy trigger finger, I guess, is what I should say. But maybe I'll go pick up something, we'll see. This is cool. You got a bunch of marquees here for arcade games. So if you're missing a marquee, you can get those, and boards for your computers. Really cool stuff. I have got to go catch that Pikachu over there. I got a Pokeball, I think, big enough to catch him. Welcome to the Video Games Museum Arcade area. Lots of stuff going on here. Some Mario Kart going. Oh, that's sweet. That's on the Switch. That's pretty cool. Looks like fighting games over here. Lots of old computers over here.
They used to have to I could walk right past it.
something Kathleen and I can play. We're going to play some Pong on the Odyssey. We can play this one in a minute too. This is the Atari version of Pong. So that's an Atari console right there.
That's a big console right there.
Yeah, you play Kombat on that one. More older style systems here. We got the Atari. Sears Video Arcade actually. Oh, look at this. You got a Vectrex here. You got 3 Vectrexes. Those are cool. There's your Atari right there. Oh, sweet. Looks like Frogger, I believe. I have no idea how that thing operates. Old style systems here. Television. Oh, there you go. The NES. Mario Brothers. Super Mario Brothers, actually. The good old Oregon Trail. Number munchers. And I just beat Super Mario Brothers over there.
Equations now.
Oh, equations? Sorry, guys. There's E.T., one of the worst games ever. Tetris, the Atari 800. There's the Atari 400. I want to go over and play the Virtual Boy again, so I think I'm going to do that. Oh yeah, Castle of Illusion. That's awesome. Great game. Pac-Man. Oh yeah, Super Mario Bros. 3. That's good. That's good. Contra.
Talking about Contra.
Doki Doki Panic. Super Mario Land 2. That's being played on the Game Boy player. You got Turtles in Time. Castlevania. Castlevania. Looks like Back to the Future for the Super Nintendo. Donkey Kong Country. Oh, yes. That's so cool. Some Aladdin for the Genesis and Gunstar Heroes as well. 2 really fun games. Aladdin for the Genesis and Gunstar Heroes. Both 2 really fun games. I suck at Aladdin, but I beat Gunstar Heroes at least. Streets of Rage 2, another one that I beat. Very fun game as well. Final Fight. Nah, that game I haven't beat. I'm not as good as that one. Wonder Boy. Oh yeah, here we go. Mickey Mania. Oh, this is a fun game. Played some Star Trek The Next Generation pinball. It was a lot of fun, even though I didn't do that well. Still awesome to play. Oh boy. I think he's coming after me, by the way. Watch out. Can you get a thing out of there? Whoops. So we are back from the Midwest Gaming Classic over in Wisconsin, in Milwaukee, and downtown Milwaukee actually this year, and we had a lot of fun. Sorry there was not a lot of video footage. I mean, it's hard. It was hard for me to kind of try to juggle of doing some filming and then wanting to look at a bunch of games and wanting to play a bunch of games. So with that in mind, I think next year what we're going to do for this is to give you a much better view of the Gaming Classic, because I feel like my footage wasn't that great. Like, you could see some of the systems and other things you couldn't see as well. Like, I didn't film all the way around. And so I think next year what I want to do is do this event 2 days instead of just going for Saturday and trying to squeeze going through vendor hall, which was a lot bigger than what it was in the past because you're in a convention center. And if they do this again next year in the Wisconsin Center, then it's going to be huge again. And I just felt overwhelmed. I couldn't look at everything, couldn't play everything that I wanted, couldn't film everything I wanted to. So with that in mind, I think what we're going to do next year is we're going to do both Saturday and Sunday for the event is what my wife and I are going to do. So we would go Saturday and then also on Sunday. And what I have in my head that I want to do is when we first get to the event, go around and film everything immediately. So go around vendor hall, film cool things, maybe film some rare games if I were to see any. Then go around to the video game museum, film that area, talk about the systems, talk about the arcade games too, and go around to the other areas and film those arcade areas as well. And then I figured after that, go back in, look at half the vendor hall, have lunch, look at the other half after lunch, and not feel so overwhelmed. And so like one day we could dedicate toward vendor hall, Kathleen and I could, and then the next day we could dedicate toward playing the video game systems in the museum and then also playing the arcade games as well. And Sunday wouldn't be as busy. It's family day on Sunday, so ticket prices are reduced. And also, besides that, a lot of people are starting to clear out on Sunday anyways, so there'd be more open space for playing those games as well. Saturday, it's their biggest day. It's definitely crowded. It's hard to necessarily get around and look at everything. But it was definitely, in my opinion, a whole lot better than having it in the Sheraton Hotel. It felt like really that had outgrown it, especially with having a vendor hall inside a tent instead of inside the hotel. And then everything was really spread out in the hotel, whereas the convention center you had the vendor hall, and then all you had to do was walk right around the corner. You had the video game museum in the front of the next big room, and then all the arcade games in the back. It was cool in the room too, which was nice, because with the arcade games last year, with it being in a hotel room, they're all squished into one room. It got very hot in there, so that was good too. And then just down the hall, if you go down the escalator down the hall, from there you're going to find all like the little mini arcades set up by different people, different companies that brought stuff in. Presentations were down there too. So that was really cool. The only issue that I could really see was right when we got there, when we were trying to get our wristbands with the pre-sale tickets, they had it like really everyone squeezed into like a little area with people trying to buy tickets, with people trying to get pre-sale tickets, and they moved you upstairs. That was like the really only issue I had, or that I could see. The lunch areas were nicely spread out as well. You could get pizza, burgers. I think you could get some drinks as well. You could get Jersey Mike's. And they had video game tournaments set up in different areas as well. The video game museum was very well done. They had like all the systems there, up through, I think, the new ones. I saw the Switch. They had a couple of Switches. I think they were playing Super Mario Odyssey and Mario Kart 8 for that as well. I got to play the Virtual Boy again, which was pretty cool, playing Mario Tennis. I didn't play it a lot because obviously the Virtual Boy messes with you, and it really, even just playing for a couple minutes, it messes with you too. Played Super Mario Brothers on the original Nintendo. I just want to sit down and play that. Beat it using all the Warp Worlds. Then I played the one on the arcade machine, and I made it through, I think I got up to like World 6 and then lost again. I think I made it to like 6-3 and lost, which I think is actually where I lost last time we played there as well. Played Star Trek Next Generation Pinball. Those were, I mean, I didn't play a lot of games, like I said, because I felt like, we had to get going as well, because we were leaving that day. So I think I'd like to, like I say, do this over 2 days next year. That way we can kind of feel like we can take it easy and spread it all out a little bit better, because even going through vendor hall, there was a lot of cool things. Like people were selling posters, people were selling arcade marquees. There was people selling plush toys, hats, shirts, like Jedi, like lightsabers, a lot of different cool things besides video games as well. But even looking through all the video games, it was like some vendors had so many. It was like I felt like I couldn't possibly look through everything, and I didn't even look through like Game Boy or Game Boy Advance games, just because there's so many, they're so small as well. And so I felt like really I kind of rushed my way through some of this stuff. And I mean, we still did find some stuff, so I'm going to definitely show you the pickups here, but it's like I felt like I could have taken my time and if we had stayed for 2 days. So that's my bad. With the bigger venue and everything next year, like I said, for how many times now? I've said this probably 3 or 4 times. Definitely 2 days. So if you go, if anybody goes, I recommend doing 2 days. You can do Saturday and Sunday. If you want to do Friday, Saturday, Sunday, you can do that too, because they do a Friday night 6 p.m. to midnight, and then Saturday runs, I think, 10 to 8. Sunday ran 10 to 5. At least those were all the hours in 2018. So if they do it again in 2019, I think they'd be kind of all the same hours. But yeah, it was cool to watch a lot of different things. And they had in the video game museum too, like light gun games set up. They had lots of computers set up. In the little arcade areas, they had like Dance Dance Revolution. There was an area too dedicated to like playing linked systems. So people were playing like Call of Duty. People were playing. I could see people playing Halo. I think that was in the video game museum. People were playing like split screen Halo, like 4-player, which was really cool to see. Like I said, a lot of different arcade games. Too much to really describe, so like I said, check it out. I mean, it's definitely worth it to go and stay, and you can stay in the hotel room that's connected right to those concerts. You can walk over via the skywalk. You can get parking in parking garages like right next to the hotel. We made the mistake on parking, and we didn't really make a mistake. I mean, we parked somewhere that you could park, and we parked there for the weekend, for Friday night and Saturday, which was fine. But we didn't realize we could park at a parking structure right next to our hotel. It was nighttime when we arrived there, and everything, of course, looks different at night. It's hard to find things. And this was our first time being in downtown Milwaukee versus it being in Brookfield the other times we went. So yeah, just some things to know when you're going. Get in the parking structure next to your hotel. Get in a hotel connected to the Wisconsin Center, definitely. And I would definitely, like I said, do 2 days, Saturday and Sunday. It's well worth it for 1 day just to do the vendor hall, and 1 day to do playing video games, arcade games, video games. That's what I would do. And you can take breaks and go to special presentations and listen to special guests that come in. That's something maybe I would do next year too. We've never really engaged in that because, like I said, I mean, we really didn't have time to sit down and do that. So without further ado, let's show you actually what we ended up getting. So there were 2 games I ended up picking up for my friends. I picked up Crazy Taxi and Halo Reach for 2 of my friends that were looking for some games. Those were the only games I ended up finding. Like I said, I was rushing through everything, so I might have missed a couple of other games they were looking for. So my bad if I did. So first game I got is Ape Escape on the Loose. I think I actually already have this game, to tell you the truth. Because I was going through my list of games that I was looking for, and I think I actually was on my collection page games I already own versus my wish list. So I picked this up by accident, I'm pretty sure. And if I did, I'll just trade it off to somebody else. So no big deal there. I ended up picking up the collector's edition of Halo 2, so that was really cool. I had the regular version. I remember when this came out versus the other, just the collector's edition. The collector's edition was a lot more, and so I just wanted the regular version at that time. But now, of course, with this being such a low price, I was able to get it pretty cheap. I got it for $5 actually, which was awesome. So with the special edition, you get the Making of Halo 2 behind the scenes, featurettes of game design, animation, deleted scenes and outtakes, art gallery, commentaries, much more. So I'm looking forward to definitely checking out this, which is the Steelbox version of Halo 2. Ended up also getting the Steelbox version of Call of Duty Ghosts. Little dent over here, I did not realize that, but that's okay. Not that big of a deal. Otherwise, it's in fairly good shape. So you got the install disc, and you've also got the game disc included in here as well. So that's really cool. I had Call of Duty Ghosts. I know it's like one of the worst Call of Duty games ever, but that's fine. Not a big deal to me. I'm still gonna enjoy playing it. And I had like I said, I had the regular version, but not the Steelbox version. Didn't even know they made a Steelbox version for that. Also, picked up Mortal Kombat X for the Xbox One. There wasn't a lot of Xbox One games being sold there. A lot of newer system games you couldn't find. I don't think I saw any Switch. Well, maybe I saw a couple Switch games, but that was it for like one vendor. Very little Xbox One, very little PS4 games. Of course, lots of 360 games. 360 and PS2 games were probably the ones I saw the most of out of any system. The other system of the generation, GameCube games. Not too many of those. Not too many on Dreamcast. Sega CD, Sega Saturn. There was a few at almost a ton of booths. I would say. I would say you find those. NES, Super Nintendo, Genesis games. Yeah, those were plentiful out there as well. A lot of rare games too. Saw a couple copies of Stadium Events, Little Samson, like, let's see what else was there. DuckTales 2, Bonk's Adventure, the Jetsons, the Cogwell one for the NES, and Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers 2, Bubble Bobble Part 2. Lots of, like I said, lots of rare games. Obviously, some of those are on my list, but I'm not going to pick them up right now. I'm looking for cheaper games first. So yeah, Mortal Kombat X for the Xbox One. Looking forward to playing this one definitely. Out of any of the Mortal Kombat games, this one was actually brand new, never opened before, and it's Atari Flashbacks Collection Volume 1. They wanted $15 for it, which was great because actually, looking around in retro gaming stores, not even a sealed copy of this, like just a used copy, will go for more than $15. And I got Volume 2 a few weeks ago when Toys R Us was closing. The Toys R Us around us was closing. So got Volume 1 now, so that's great. Also, when I was at that Toys R Us, I also was able to get Life is Strange, Mighty No. 9, and the Mega Man Legacy Collections 1 and 2. And they just announced they're coming out with the X Collection again, so I hope to get that as well. Alright, for the PS2, I picked up Risk Global Domination. So I don't have the Risk board game, and this was the Risk I was looking to get, and it's been a while. I've been looking for this. Couldn't find it at this gaming convention for the past couple years or any gaming stores, and one vendor had it, so I made sure to pick that one up. And also, I've been having trouble finding this one for the GameCube. Of course, a lot of GameCube games, it seems like you have trouble finding. I love Disney games, and they had Disney's Magical Mirror starring Mickey Mouse, excuse me. And I love Disney games. I know they say this isn't the greatest Mickey Mouse game, but that's okay. I'm definitely going to enjoy that. In fact, they had Mickey Mania there today at the video game museum that people could play. That one I tried. Usually I'm a lot better at it than what I was, but I sucked at it today. Also got to play Bonk's Adventure for the TurboGrafx 16. That was the first time I ever got a chance to play that. So now that I know what it's like, I'll know what to expect when I play it on my Wii, because I got it on the Virtual Console. Nothing special here, but I got Wheel of Fortune for the Nintendo DS. For some reason, this was really hard to find around here in video game stores. I had never seen it. Not sure why, but that was cool to get. Got Sonic Rivals for the PSP. One PSP game I actually did not have, so that was cool. to get. Outsmart, outrun, outrival. So we'll see what this game is like. I could not find Sonic Rivals 2 though. This was also one of the first things I actually picked up. I got both of these next two items at the same booth. They had Call of Duty Black Ops in the steel case, which this one is in really good shape. This one has no dents or scratches on it whatsoever. I had Call of Duty Black Ops in the regular case, but not the steel case like this. So I wonder if Black Ops 2 also comes in the steel case like that as well. I love finding special editions of games. It's just so awesome to get those. And then I also got this. This is actually a PlayStation 3 charger. And I did not have one of these. So this will be really handy for me because I only have one cord actually for my PlayStation 3 controllers. So like 2 players could not play. Now I can charge up 2 controllers. This will be fine. He had $10 on this. He wanted to get rid of it big time. He offered $5. I picked it up right away. So that was great. Alright, and then I always like to come away with one game that's a little bit more pricey. None of these were over 10 bucks, so I walked back in while I was getting lunch, and I picked up Point Blank for the PlayStation. So Point Blank is a shooter game that you actually can use the gun con for. So if you have like Time Crisis, you can use the gun con for that. You use the gun con for this as well. So this is the first of the 3 Point Blank games that they have for the PlayStation. I look forward to playing this. This is a lot of fun. I saw some people playing this in the video game museum. I actually wanted to play it, but the PlayStation like froze up at the time, and I didn't know who to tell. But obviously, someone was able to tell somebody and get it unfrozen. So I paid basically what you would find it at any other retro gaming store for this, $25. Although I don't know why I didn't tell you really the price of anything else, but this is what it goes for on the Game Eye app, so I was like, yeah, that's fine, no big deal. And then the other thing I ended up getting was something that Kathleen saw right away, and I didn't want to get it right away because of the fact that it was a little more pricey, like Point Blank, and I wanted to wait until we went through all of Vendor Hall to see what we could find. And I ended up finding this Oregon Trail game. This is what Kathleen wanted, and it's the classic computer game, and it's a handheld for it too, and it does work. As you hit the enter button and then it comes on, you can see it coming on and playing music and everything. So it's got the batteries included with it, so that's cool. And just when you hit enter, it just runs a little demo is all it does. And they had this also at the Video Game Museum that people were playing, but we didn't get a chance to play it this year. So yeah, it's the Oregon Trail game. It's a handheld, so that's really cool. Glad to get that as well. And then there was 3 brochures we ended up picking up. One was for the Portland Retro Gaming Expo. I would love to go to this. It's in Portland, Oregon. It's on October 19th through the 21st. So if you want more information about it, go to retrogamingexpo.com. and you get more information about the Portland Retro Gaming Expo. But it'd be cool to go out there and meet. There's a lot of YouTubers I watch that do videos from the Northwest. It'd be nice to go out there and probably be able to meet them. And also go to Portland as well. Place I've never been, obviously. We met another guy actually from Michigan, Grand Rapids Comic-Con. So this is going on November 9th through the 11th. And, oh wow, look at that. Walter Koenig from Star Trek is going to be there. That'd be really cool to meet him. John Ratzenberger, who was in Cheers. Dean Cain, who was Superman, I should say. And he's also been in Supergirl also. Let's see. Yeah, those are the ones I would definitely like to meet. They're going to have other special guests as well. Some YouTube channels are going to be there. You can check them out on Facebook, Grand Rapids Comic-Con, on Twitter, on Instagram as well. There's going to be authors there. Let's see, what else you got? You got cosplay, art show, lots of programming, it looks like. Kids area, film festival, car show. I wonder if they're going to be selling some video games there as well. That'd be cool to see. And then there were some guys from Detroit as well. They recognized my Western hat. A guy actually went to Western, and he was talking about Video Games Monthly here. So basically what this is you basically sign up for a subscription service, and you can end up getting 3, 4, or 5 games a month. And what it is you get these games, you keep them. He said basically you let them know what you have, so they will not send you stuff you already have. You get those games, you get to play them, you get to keep them. So that's really cool. So if you want to check them out, videogamesmonthly.com. So they basically send you, he said, I think anything from like Atari up to Xbox 360, PlayStation 2, and GameCube, that era of games. So you pay different prices for 3, 4, or 5 games a month, so check them out. By the way, I was not paid to mention any of these. We just happened to pick these. These are ones that we happened to pick up, so I just want to drop that info as well, that we were not paid to mention these in a YouTube video. They did not even know I was a YouTuber or anything like that. Just, you know, being someone there shopping. So drop a thumbs up this video if you enjoyed it. I want to thank you for watching and thank you for subscribing. If you haven't subscribed, make sure you subscribe to my channel for more content. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram. Links are in the description below. Till next time, this is Michael out and over now. Mikey's sure you guys are the best. Take care.